Hello, requests. We're back. Some more Colorado Avalanche franchise mode in FHM 12. And in this one, we have the playoffs of year number 9, starting out against the 50, 30, and 4 Chicago Blackhawks. So let's get right into it. Here we go. Game number 1 in Chicago will be a 5-1 Chicago victory. Ooh, not a good start. Shots are 26-24 in favor of Chicago. 3 stars of the game are Howe, Cousins, and Hallquist. First period, you have Adam Nemeth scoring for Chicago to make it 1-0, and then it's Seymour and Howe to make it 3-0 heading in the second period, where it's Ryan Lynn with the lone goal of that period to make it 4-0 heading in the third, where it's Bedard with his first of the playoffs to make it 5-0, and then it's Roman Vladimirov with our lone goal of the game on the power play from Rasnik and Natchez, and that is not a good first game. All right, come on, guys. Game number 2, that will be an 8-3 Chicago victory. Ouch. Shots are 49-21 in favor of Chicago. 3 stars of the game are Howe, Danielson, and Bedard. First period, Dimas Jokin scores first from Nemeth and Neuenschwander to make it 1-0. And then it's Bernieks from Vladimirov and Nemeth to make it 2-0. So we take a 2-0 lead in a game where it's 8-3 is the final score. Then you have Howe and Danielson to make it tied at 2 heading into the second period, where it's Bedard to take the lead for Chicago. But then it's McKinnon in the final seconds of the period from Makar and Sheilov to make it 3-3 heading into the third, where it's all Chicago. Paranello, Koch, Eklund Asp, Bedard, and Danielson to make it 8-3. And that is a 2-0 Chicago series lead. And now to make things worse, Philip Messar is out with an injury that'll likely be the rest of the series, and in fact the rest of the season indefinite, maybe even heading into next season, it seems. Let's get a look at what the length on that is. So it can be assumed that he may very well be out heading in next season. Let's see, 143 days. So that's, what is that? That's like 5 months, right? Roughly. Yeah, I think that's about 5 months. So that's heading into September. He should be back for next season, but still that's a rough one, especially when we're already down 2-0 in a series where we've been heavily struggling so far. In fact, let's see who's been in goal. It's been Nabokov, right? Yeah, it's Nabokov in goal. Yeah, that's not a good not a good look for him there, as he has a .827 save percentage. Ouch. I mean, I don't think we go to Bereznoy, or maybe we do. I don't know, because another bad performance like that, and we're going to be deep in a hole here. But at the same time, Bereznoy didn't exactly do well during the regular season, so I'm kind of hoping that Nabokov can just bounce back, but that is not a good performance so far for Nabokov. All right, here we go. Game number 3. We got to win this one. Come on, Colorado. Oh boy, 3-2 Chicago victory. Not looking good. Shots are 37-28 in favor of Chicago. 3 stars of the game are Garris, Coquet, and Danielson. First period, no scoring. Second period, Zachary Mielka gets on the board first for us from Coquet and Natchez to make it 1-0. And it's Adam Nemeth for Chicago to make it 1-1 heading into the third, where it's Cole Eiserman and Tanner Howe with the goals, and Howe's was an empty net to make it 3-1. Carter Meyer gets the goal after the empty net to make it 3-2, makes it interesting, but it was not nearly enough and not enough time remaining at that point. So we take the loss, and we are now down 3-0 in the series. Pretty disappointing so far, considering that we went back-to-back Stanley Cups, and we are currently running the risk of being swept out of the first round in what was supposed to be our three-peat year. So yeah, it's not ideal. I mean, Nabokov did pretty well in that last game. It's just that he didn't really get too much scoring help, and when he did, it was it was too late. So I guess we leave him in there. He had, like I said, he had pretty good games. So gotta hope that he has another good one here in game number 4, and hopefully this time the offense can step up a little bit, because it's not looking good. So here we go, elimination game number 4. We gotta win 4 in a row. Here we go. First goal of the game, Colorado, 71. 32, 6, 13. Nice. All right. So we get the first goal of the game. That's Meyer with the goal from Heiskanen and Coquet. We're up 1-0, but still down 3-0 in the series. So we got a huge mountain to climb here. And it looks like Chicago is going to have one right here. Yep. They get it back to make it 1-1. Vigo Bjork with the goal. We have another goal here. It looks like it's going to be for your Colorado Avalanche. Hopefully. Come on. 88. Nice. All right. So Natchez gets the goal to make it 2-1. Pretty late in the first period now. That's unassisted. And we had in the second period up by 1. Come on, guys. Let's take it one game at a time here. It looks like we're going to have a defensive zone draw. That's going to be a win for Chicago. And the goal to make it 2-2. And that's on the penalty kill for them as well. Or supposedly on the penalty kill anyway. the power play banner was up there, but they had 5 skaters on the ice, so I assumed that was not on the penalty kill for them. Bedard with the goal to make it tied at 2. Oh, come on. Come on, guys. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's now 3-2. The goal by Riley Koch from Tights and Paranello. And that will be it for the second period. Come on, Colorado. Get something going here in the third. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Yep. Now 4-2 with 15 minutes remaining in the third. Ryan Lynn with the goal. And it's not looking good, is it? No, it's not looking good. Yeah, this is going to be a Chicago goal right here. I have a feeling. Yep. It's now 5-2 with 7:11 remaining in the third. That's wow. We certainly had a large fall off between last year and this year. Riley Koch with the goal with the second of the game. And that will be it. That was not good. Not good at all. Shots are 28-22 in favor of Colorado. 3 stars of the game are Bergeau, Bjork, and Koch. So yeah, very disappointing. That was probably the most underwhelming performance I have ever seen in the playoffs from this team. I'm not 100% sure, but this might be the first time we've lost in the first round, and in a sweep nonetheless as well. So this is that was not good. Davis Payne, man, why'd you have to retire? Why did you have to retire? I mean, he's only 63. He's got some years in him left. He's got some gas in the tank. I mean, I respect it. Like, he got us 2 Stanley Cups. He deserves it, but still, we couldn't have had one more. We couldn't have had the 3-peat. Yeah, that was awful. That was just downright awful. Terrible playoff performance. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I want to check the stats after that. That was just absolutely horrible. That was not too much scoring going on here. Natchez with 3 points. Meyer and Vladimirov, Koke and Nemetz with 2. Mielka, McKinnon, Murniaks, Jokin, Messar, Heiskanen, Rasnik, Neuenschwander, and Shilov all with 1. Korchinski, Heineman, Messar, Douglas, Edqvist, Ball, and Casper all with nothing. So Casper, indeed a ghost in these playoffs. And then, of course, to top it all off, you have the 850 save percentage from Nabokov, which obviously in game number 3, he was all right. But, games number 1, 2, and 4 in particular were very bad. Yes, 773 save percentage. Having a performance like that from your goaltender, that will certainly do it. Getting swept out of the playoffs like that. And then, of course, getting little to no offense does not help. So pretty clear why we got swept there in what could have been our 3-peat year. But obviously we were nowhere even close. So I think with that, we will go into the re-sign stage to see who needs to re-sign. You have Shilov, Spelquist, Messar, Ball, Douglas, Albanese, and Mielka. So let's just see how much all these guys want. I'm going to auto-qualify the younger guys here. So what does Shilov want? He wants 2.6 for 3 years, currently making 1.65. Spelquist, he's not even in the NHL. He wants 1.6 for 2 years. Messar wants 6.1 for 3 years. He's proven himself to be a pretty good player over the years, but the thing is, he's only had 20 points or so over the past 2 years. Granted, those weren't full seasons, right? But still, I'm not sure if that's 6.1 type numbers. If he had numbers like he did his first couple of years with us, that's worth that. But I'm not sure at this point. Albanese, he wants 1.5 for 3 years. I think I might have to give him that. He's at a 2.5 star ability. And it's pretty good, honestly. He's got the 17 positioning, 18 shooting accuracy, 16 getting open. I think I might call him up for next year. Kevin Ball, what do you want? 5.4 for 3 years at 33. He's still a good defensive defenseman. His physical category is not bad either for the most part. I'm just not sure if it justifies a 3-year deal for that kind of money for 2.5 star ability. I feel like he's probably going to drop off before that contract is over, and then he won't be worth that anymore. That's my only worry there. Then you have Curtis Douglas. He wants 5.2 for 1 year. I don't think so. He's an effective grinder for sure. He's at 18 grinder rating, but he only had 9 points this year in 37 games played. No points during the playoffs. So I don't think so. Then there's Mielka, wants 1.5 for 3 years. That's not bad for a depth defenseman, I suppose. So I'll definitely sign Mielka. I'll sign Albanese, and then I'll sign Spelquist, I think, too, because he's at a 3-star ability, 17 faceoffs. He can play center. He's got a pretty good offensive category. Physical category is well-rounded. Mental ratings are even good. So yeah, I think I'll re-sign Spellquist. That's a pretty good deal for him. So there you go. Those three have all signed. Now the question is everyone else on this list. Douglas, like I said, I don't think that's worth it. Nearly 5.3 for one, even if it's just for 1 year, that's kind of a bit much for a guy who only had 9 points. Ball, like I said, I mean, he's a good player right now, but I'm just not sure if he's going to be worth that after year 10, which, I mean, I would like to leave this team in, at least somewhat of a respectable state after year 10, right? Messar, I'm still like on the fence about because obviously he's proven in the past that he's a good player, but past 2 seasons he's had, I guess, just some bad luck with injuries, but he also just didn't do too well in the games that he did play, right? He had less than half a point per game this season, only 23 points in 57 games played. So I'm not sure if that's worth $6 million. And then Shilov, he wanted, I think it was 2.6, right? Yeah, 2.6 for 3 years. He had 31 points this past season, 17 counter-attacking forward rating. Yeah, I mean, I think Shilov is worth it. Overall, he should be worth it. I'm not a fan of his defensive category, but I think that is a pretty good deal for him. And we should be able to afford it. So yeah, I'll start at 2.2, 2.4. Looks like he's only going to take 2.6. Yeah, all right. I'll meet him at 2.55 for 3 years. That's pretty good for him. If I could get Ball for like 2 years, then maybe I'd do it. I'll see if I can get him for 2 years here. He seems like he's going to be pretty stubborn on the 3 years though. Yeah, he's set on the 3 years there. Here's the thing. I don't think we'll be able to sign both Ball and Messar. It's one or the other because we're already at 17 mil in cap space heading in next season. And then you have, of course, Shilov, who we're signing, who's adds another 2.6 to that. So yeah. And we're currently at 89 million in salary, which shows here as 15 million on the salary cap space on the cap obligations. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to afford both Ball and Messar. It's one or the other for sure. You know what? We always have Spellquist and Albanese in the AHL ready to call up to make the jump if they have to. So while Messar has been a good player for us, I'm not sure if he's the one I'm going to be keeping here. I'm going to call up Spellquist and Albanese just to see what their ratings are at the NHL level. So Albanese is a 15 up and down winger rating. And then what about Spellquist? 15 playmaker. I mean, those are both NHL ready players for sure in terms of their role ratings. And it's not like we really have too many guys on defense to replace Ball, There is Oliver Westling. His defensive read is at 18. The rest of his defensive categories pretty good as well. Let's see, what is he about at the NHL level? 12 shutdown defenseman rating. I mean, that's obviously not anywhere near as good as Ball is defensively. Yeah, I think if I had to choose between Ball and Messar, I would rather re-sign Ball just because if we don't re-sign him, then we're going to have a hole on defense. So I'll give him the 3 years that he wants. I'm going to try to take him down a little bit more on the salary. I mean, we don't have that much more room for negotiation now because he's already kind of upset, but I'll try to take him down to 4.9 for 3 years. All right, cool. That'll work. Yeah, we're not going to be able to afford Messar for sure. We're already, for next season, we're already down to 5.4 million on the salary cap space. Yeah, there's no way because we're at 92 million right now. Yeah, no, we're going to be over. So unfortunately, Douglas and Messar are going to have to walk. Lipoyoki may as well re-sign as some depth. I mean, he's only 1.5 star ability. What does he really bring? I mean, he's decent offensive defenseman. I doubt he's someone I would want to use at the NHL level, but maybe he could be a decent replacement player when needed. So yeah, I'll sign him. And your 2033-34 Stanley Cup champions are indeed the Chicago Blackhawks. They went through your Colorado Avalanche, St. Louis, Vancouver, and Buffalo. And it's time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay and Art Ross, it is Jack Hughes, who had 56 goals in the season and 99 points. And for Maurice Richard is Nathan Villeneuve of Florida with 59 goals and 90 points on the season. For the Lady Byng, it is Matthias Valfredsson of New Jersey, who what looks to be in his rookie season had 8 goals and 38 points. Then for the Bill Masterton is Luca Cagnani of Anaheim. He had 5 goals and 42 points this year. For the Mark Messier Leadership Award is Sam Dinsmore of Columbus, who in his rookie season had 13 goals and 41 points. So getting the leadership award as a rookie. Very impressive. And for the Jennings, it is Love Harenstam of Calgary with a .913 save percentage and 6 shutouts in 69 games played. And now for the Hearts, between Logan Cooley, Max Melicheric, and Jack Hughes, it is Jack Hughes of the New Jersey Devils. For the Conn Smythe, it is Ryan Lynn of Chicago with 20 points in 23 games played. For the Calder, between Liam Kenny, Constantine Fau, and Antero Latti, it is Antero Latti of Minnesota with 65 points on the season. For the Norris, between Ryan Lynn, Nigel Boehm, and Lane Hudson, is Lane Hudson of Montreal with 64 points. For the Selke, between Wyatt Johnston, Xavier Bourgeau, and Lucas Pettersson, it is Xavier Bourgeau of Chicago with 51 points. For the Vezina, between Ilya Nabokov, Love Harenstam, and Joshua Ravensbergen, it is Ilya Nabokov of your Colorado Avalanche. Okay. Good regular season performance this time, but unfortunately, it was the inverse of last season, and he had a not so great playoff performance. In fact, it was pretty terrible. In the GM of the year, between Stan Bowman, John Chaika, and Bill Scott, it is Stan Bowman of Edmonton. And for the Jack Adams, between Mark Stewart, Bob Rose, and Sheldon Brookbank, it is Sheldon Brookbank of Edmonton. All right, so we're on June 23rd. Let's see some of the signing deadlines. You have Sami Ikonen. He's a 2-star talent, 2.5-star potential. Definitely going to sign him. And everybody else is 24 or 26. So I think we'll just sign Ikonen here. Anybody else I want to sign? There's Chalupa, Patrikin. Yeah, I mean, I may as well, honestly, because... I mean, first of all, we're going into year number 10. May as well see what they're about. And then also, it would just be nice to get some young blood into the roster and see if they can, crack the roster. So Chalupa and Patikin will also be signed. And here's our 2033-34 season summary. We reached the playoffs, had a winning season, a winning percentage of .600 or better, longevity bonus of 8, financial health bonus of 2, total season score 29, and total career score so far of 296. We got discipline up there to 15. All right, we're on July 1st. We are going to need a couple of new assistant coaches. Defensive coach and goalie coach retired. Although it does seem that Nathan McKinnon is sticking around for another year. So he lasted the entire GM mode, it seems, as we are going into year number 10 here soon. So let's take a look at our roster, see what we need. You have Nabokov, Bereznoy in goal. I'm not sure if I want to take Bereznoy into next year. I mean, he only has a 2-star ability, but he did do well the year before last year. So I might give him another chance. I don't know. On defense, you have a 3.5-star ability, Makar, Nemetz, Korchinski, Rasnik, Heiskanen, Ball, Mielka, Westling. At forward, you have Natchez, Kasper, Vladimirov, Neuenschwander, Jokin, Meyer, McKinnon, Shilov, Edqvist, Mernieks, Koke, Spelkvist, Heineman, Albanese, Ikonen, Chalupa, Patsikin. So we have more than enough players, that's for sure. That said, I think this is probably going to be our last year of contention, regardless, right? I mean, so it lines up perfectly with the 10 years, right? Because just given the fact that Makar is on the way down now, 35 years of age, 3.5-star ability, McKinnon's getting ever closer to retirement. Natchez is probably going to start dropping this year as well. So this is certainly our last opportunity. This is absolutely our last opportunity to get it done. I mean, regardless, the GMO was going to be over after this year, after the upcoming year anyway, right? But still, we got to make the best of it. We certainly have to make the best of this last year. Honestly, it might be kind of fun to do a rebuild with these guys afterward, to just to start the rebuild and see where it goes from there. To see if they can get their superstar of the future through the draft, right? But then again, with the way the draft has been lately, I'm not counting on that. Let's actually see the drafts. Yeah, there's not too many good potential guys here, and 3 of the top 4 are goaltenders. So that's always great to see. Anyway, with that all being done, I think that'll just about do it. So I'll end things off here. But not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.